welcome back to Ukulele with Miss Mish, and I am so excited that you have decided to join us for day 2. So if you're just stumbling upon this video and you did not get a chance to watch day 1, make sure you go back and watch that one first, especially if you are a beginner with ukulele, because that's going to teach you all the basics and get you all set and ready for day 2, which is about to begin right now. So yeah, I'm so excited that you guys are here with me. We have so much more to do today, so many more great things to learn, more chords, more songs. But before we do that, I thought it would be important and helpful if we did a little bit of a recap and revision from what we learned in day 1. So it's always good to refresh the memory. So let's see what we can remember about the ukulele that we learned on day 1. Remember, we have our ukulele. The very important parts of our ukulele are the head, the neck, the body, the frets, these little guys over here, and then of course our strings. We learned that the ukulele has 4 strings, and they are G, C, E, and A. Good job! And I also told you about a funny little poem that, well, not really a poem, a little sentence that I like to remember. The order of the strings: golden cats eat ants. All right, and that helps me remember G, C, E, and A. All right, good job. So we learned about that. We learned about chords. So we learned, how many chords did we learn on day 1? We learned 2 chords. The first one was super simple. It was just C, and in order to play C, we looked on fret 1, 2, 3. We held down this string over here, and that gave us our C chord. And the other chord that we learned was our F. First fret, 1 finger down, second fret, second finger down, and that gave us F. And with just those 2 chords, we realized that we were able to play a song, and we played You Are My Sunshine, which sounded like this. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. I hope you guys are playing along with me. So that's what we did last week. Another thing that we did that was very important, is we spoke about tuning. Now, you don't have to tune your ukulele every single time you pick it up to play it, but some ukuleles do go out of tune really quickly. So if you pick up your ukulele and you play your C and it doesn't sound quite right, it may be that your ukulele is out of tune. So if you have forgotten how to tune your ukulele, go back to my video from day 1, go to the section in the beginning about tuning. Remember, you can use an app, you can use a website. There are a lot of ways to tune your ukulele. Go back and watch that part of the video, because once you're tuned up, you are ready to keep going. All right, before we get going with new stuff, remember last week we ended the video with actually 2 challenges, and those challenges were number 1, to practice You Are My Sunshine, which hopefully you did, and the second one was to come up with a band name for your ukulele band, even if it's just you. So I would like to hear some of those band names. So if you would like to share your ukulele band names with me, you can either put them in the comments on this video or share them and tag Kaleo Arts on Instagram or Facebook or wherever you can do that. So I would love to hear your band names. I was thinking my band is going to be the Ukuleles. It's an all-women ukulele band, obviously the Ukuleles. Well, the Ukulele ladies. It's a combination of ukulele and yodeling. Anyways, I'm still working through some of the glitches, but we'll get there. All right, I'm excited, you guys. Day 2. All right, so right now we're going to learn something very important and very, very helpful, and that is finger numbers. Every single finger that we have, which is 10, has a special number, and the reason we want to learn finger numbers is because it's so much easier just to say finger 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rather than your thumb, your pointer, your middle, this one, the little one. It gets a bit confusing. So we use finger numbers. Now, if you have ever learned to play another instrument, you may have learned different numbers for the fingers. I'm just going to teach you the finger numbers that I know and that I always use to teach piano, guitar, any instrument that I'm teaching, because that way it's just always going to be the same. So we really only need to focus on our left hand, because that's the hand that's going to be playing the chords on our ukulele. So I know we're mirrored and it's confusing right now, but if you can hold up your left hand for me, the side that holds the neck of your ukulele, okay? So this one, your left hand. And these are your finger numbers, and they never ever change. Your thumb is 1, pointer 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so hold up your hand for me, and every time I say the number, I want you to wiggle that finger for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't wiggle the pinky by itself, but it's the pinky. Okay, even if I were to turn my hand around, 1 would still be the thumb. 2, 3, 4, 5. Even if it was my right hand, thumb is always 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the reason that's important is because when we're playing our ukulele and you learn your new chords, which is going to happen today in a minute, I'm going to be able to say, okay, use finger 3 on the first string on the 3rd fret, and then you should already know, oh yes, this is finger 3, 3rd fret, I should say bottom string, because that's how we were saying top, bottom string, and that's your C. Okay, so let's play a little game quick. I'm gonna yell out a number and you gotta hold that finger up, okay? Ready? 2, 5, 1, 4. It's hard to hold that one up by itself. How about 2? 2 and 3. See if you can get it up before me. 1 and 5. You guys gotta be quick. What about 2 and 4? I couldn't even do that one. That one's tricky. What about 1 and 3? This is hard. All right, but you guys get the picture. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And once you get used to those being your finger numbers, it's going to help big time. All right, so today we are going to learn something else that's really going to help us not only remember how to play chords, but also read chords, so that even once all these lessons are over, if you forget how to play a chord, you're always going to be able to go back and look it up and remind yourself. So stay tuned. Up next is chord diagrams. Okay, so now as you guys can probably imagine, there are hundreds and thousands of different chords we can learn on the ukulele. I'm not possibly going to be able to teach you all of them just in these 3 video lessons, although we're gonna learn a lot. There's no way I could teach you every chord, but what I can do is I can teach you a way how to read a chord diagram or a chord chart, so that at any point in time you can go online, on an app, in a ukulele book, whatever it is that you can find, and you can actually teach yourself how to play any chord that you need to learn that we didn't have the chance to learn in these lessons. Okay, so what I'm about to teach you right now with these up here, it has a bunch of different names. It can be called a chord diagram. Some people call them tabs, a chord chart, but whatever it is, basically what it is it's a picture that shows you how to play a certain chord. So whatever it's called, whatever you look it up as, it's always going to look the same. It's always going to look like this. Make sure you specify that it's for ukulele, because it has to have 4 strings. If you do like guitar or something else, you're going to get confused. So always you look up ukulele chord chart or ukulele chord diagram, and that's going to bring up something that looks like this. Okay, so just this one square over here is for one chord chart. So now let me give you an example of how this works. Let's say, for example, I want to look up how to play a C chord. Now, of course, we already know how, but Since it's an easy one, let's start with that. I'm going to Google or research or look up ukulele C chord diagram, okay? And it's going to bring up something like this. And basically what you need to know is that this represents your ukulele, okay? So you got to think of it like this. This thick line at the top represents the bridge of your ukulele, and these 4 lines going down represent the 4 strings of your ukulele, okay? So if I were to write them in, which I'll do right now just so that it makes it a little easier for us. If I were to write in my strings, I'll put them up here, G, C, E, and A, hopefully you guys can see that, that represents my ukulele. So if I were to turn this diagram sideways, it would be like I'm holding it like my ukulele. But for the sake of when you are reading your chord diagrams, most of the time they're going to look like this, so you gotta pretend you're holding your ukulele this way. Make sense? Okay, so like I said, if we were reading for our C chord, let's see what that would look like. All right, I'm gonna write a C here so we don't lose track. Okay, let's learn about our C chord. All right, so if this represents the bridge and these represent the 4 strings, what do you guys think these lines that go this way are going to represent? Those represent the frets on your ukulele, right? Because we've got the strings going this way, and then we have our frets going that way. So those are the frets, which means if these are my frets and these are my strings, we know that for our C chord, we're just going to be holding down 1 string, right? And that string is going to be, and do you remember what number fret the string, your C is played in? It's played in your 3rd fret, okay? And do you remember which string it's played on? A, that's right. So we're gonna look, here's fret 1, 2, 3, and we know that we play C, we hold down our A. So I'm going to put a mark right here on this string, because that tells me that's where I'm going to hold down my finger. So if I were to look at this chart, like this is exactly what the chart will look like when you look it up. So if I were to pull up my C chord diagram, I would see, okay, fret 1, fret 2, fret 3, fret 1, fret 2, fret 3, hold down your A string, hold down your A string. Now let's turn it sideways and see how it sounds. Ta-da! It's a C chord. Make sense? Let's try it again. Now remember, with our F, we played 1st fret E, 2nd fret G, and that was our F. So if I were to make that into a chord chart, let me put this down so I have extra hands. I need an assistant, you guys. I need an assistant. We'd have G, C, E, A. Oh, let me write F here for us. I would have my 1st finger in my 1st fret, E string. And my next finger would be on my 2nd fret, G string. And so if I were looking online, I can't remember how to play my F chord, I'd pull it up. This is what I'd see for my F diagram, and I'd remember, oh yes, turn it this way so it's like my ukulele. I'm gonna put 1 finger there, 1 finger there, turn it, there's my F. Okay, so since we already have this up here, I figured, why don't I teach you guys 2 new chords today using our chord diagrams, and then once we know those 2 new chords, we're gonna learn a new song, and I'm so excited because it's one of my favorite songs. So let's take a 5-minute, no, not 5-minute, we don't have 5 minutes. Let's take a 5-second break, take a few deep breaths, and get ready to learn 2 more chords. Woo! Welcome back. I missed you guys. All right, well, while you were gone, taking your 5-second break, I went ahead and filled in our chord diagram for A minor and for G, because those are the next two chords we are going to learn. So let's start with A minor, since A minor is super easy. All right, take a look. If our ukulele's turned this way, first fret is empty. Our little dot is on the 2nd fret. Remember, this represents the G string. So we're gonna go 2nd fret, which is here, G string. And I always want you to play your A minor with finger number 3. Remember, we said 1, 2, 3. So that's finger 3 is going to hold down this string. Remember to use your thumb in the back to push it down nice and hard. And there is your A minor chord. Okay, give that a try for me. Grab your ukuleles. You guys should be sitting down. Remember, we talked about how to sit and hold your ukulele. I'm standing so that I can jump around to my chart. Okay, got your A minor. Hold down that top string. There you go. There's your A minor. Why don't we try and go from F to A minor? Because that's going to happen a lot. We're often going to go from F to A minor. So if you remember, your F looked like this. Then going to A minor, all you're going to do is take off your 2nd finger and you're already there. Pretty cool, huh? F, A minor, F, A minor. Let's do 4 on each. Let's do 4 on F, 4 on A minor. Ready? 1, 2, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good. So A minor is super easy. That's how you look at it. The next one I'm going to teach you guys is a little bit of a challenge, but here's the deal, you guys. I know it's using 3 fingers. I know it's a little bit complicated, but once you know how to play G on the ukulele, you're ready to conquer the world, because with these 4 chords, C, F, A minor, and G, you can play so many songs. It's amazing. Pretty much, okay, not any song you can think of, but a lot of songs can be played with these 4 chords. So you probably aren't going to get G perfect today. It's a little bit of a challenge, but hey, you got time? We're stuck inside, right? You can play outside too. That's a great thing about a ukulele. But your G looks like this. You see 3 dots. That means we're going to be holding down how many strings? That's right. Let's take it one at a time. So what do you notice? We notice that these 2 dots are in the same fret. So even though they're being played on different strings, here, let me do this. Let me put my strings in here because it is super helpful to remember that these lines represent, oh, I forgot how to write an E for a second. So it's super helpful to remember that those lines represent the strings, which means these represent the frets. So our first 2 dots mean the first 2 strings are going to be in the same fret, and that is the 2nd fret. Okay, so in the 2nd fret, we need to hold down our C and our A string. So let me come on up here so you can see how I'm going to do that. I'm going to use finger number 2. Remember, we talked about finger number 2. And I'm going to use that to hold down my C string right there. And I'm going to use finger number 3, which is my middle finger, to hold down my A string. So first, your hands should be looking like this. Both fingers are in my 2nd fret. See, they're right underneath each other. Play 1, miss 1, play 1. Then my 4th finger, which is my finger that's got my wedding ring on it, is going to go into the 3rd fret. Because if you look over here, my next dot is in fret 1, 2, 3. And what string is it going to play? Take a look. E. So I'm going to take my 4th finger, put it on my E string and my 3rd fret, and that gives me G. Such a beautiful sounding chord, you guys. And again, I know it's tricky. I know we haven't played a chord that has 3 fingers down yet, but I have a feeling you guys are going to do just great. It's going to be amazing. Okay, let's try it again. Start in your 2nd fret. We're going to play C, skip, A, oops, sorry, I was using my wrong finger. A with my third finger, fourth finger is going to be on E. Now, the reason I tell you to use these fingers specifically is because a lot of the time, like I said before, we're going to be using these 4 chords together. So a lot of the time we're going to have C, F, A minor, and G all together. Okay, so when we use specific fingers, it makes it easier. For example, if we can always remember to use our third finger to play C, then getting to G is pretty easy, because all we're going to do is we're going to slide it down to the next fret, put this finger down, and then we're there. And if we want to go back to C, we're just going to take these 2 off and slide back to C. So let's try that. Let's try and do 4 strums on C, 4 strums on G. Make sure you're using that third finger on your E string, because that's going to make it easy to slide. I'm going to stay up here. I know you can't see my face, but I think it's more helpful if you can see my fingers. Okay, so 4 on C, 4 on G. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, and 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, slide down. Now, I know that's probably too fast for some of you, because finding that G is going to take some practice. So go ahead and pause the video if you need to. Take some time practicing taking your fingers off, putting them back on, finding your G, sliding from C to G, and then once you're ready to keep going, you can press play on the video and keep going, okay? All right, let's try it again. Let's go to C. Let's do 4 on C, 4 on G. Ready? 1, 2, here we go. G, back to C, down to G, one more time, down to G, and let's end on C. Beautiful job, you guys. All right, like I said, take as much time as you need practicing that, getting really comfortable with that, because when you're ready and you're feeling good about your G, we're ready to learn a new song. All right, so last part of our lesson, you guys, I am going to teach you one of my very favorite songs. And actually, this was a request from one of you. One of you guys wrote in and asked me to teach you this song, so it works out great. And this song is called Stand By Me, okay? And if you have never heard it before, you're gonna learn a new song today. So this song is super simple. It uses the 4 chords that we've learned today: C, A minor, F, and G in that order. So I'm not going to spend a ton of time going through those because we've already done that. I'm just going to teach you the order and the arrangement for this song, okay? So the order is going to be C, into our A minor, into our F, into our G, back to our C. So if you need to refresh yourself on any of those chords before we do the song, hit pause, practice those, and then carry on. Okay, so we're gonna do actually 8 strums on each chord before we change. So it'll look like this: 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A minor. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. F, G, C. Okay, so I should have said that before. F only gets 4, G only gets 4, the others get 8. Okay, so let's try it again. This time I'm going to sing for you the verse of the song. And again, you can find these chords and lyrics down below this video in the links. So if you want to pause and get those now, or you can look at them later as well. Okay, but this is how we're going to go. This is how the verse is going to go. When the night has come to A minor, and the land is dark, to F, and the moon is the only light we'll see. That's the first part of the verse. The second part of the verse is going to be the exact same chords, only the words are going to change. No, I won't be afraid. so that's the verse. If you guys want to take some time and practice that, you can do that. It just goes through that progression of C, A minor, F, and G. It goes through that twice. And then we go into our chorus, which guess what? Same chords, same order, just different words in a different tune. So I'm going to go ahead and teach you the chorus right now. So the chorus actually starts obviously straight out of the verse, but it starts on the last strums of the C from the verse. That sounded very confusing. What I'm trying to say is, once we've gone, just as long as you stand, this is the verse, stand by me, chorus. And darling, darling, stand by me, oh, stand by me, oh, stand by me, stand by me. Those are all the words. Darling, stand by me, oh, stand by me, oh, stand by me. Pretty easy, huh? Let's try it again. So that chorus is gonna go, and darling, darling, stand by me, oh, stand by me, oh, stand by me, stand by me. I'm gonna do it one more time, except this time I'm gonna come up close so you can watch my fingers. Ready? And darling, darling, stand by me, oh, stand by me, oh, stand by me, stand by me. Now obviously there's a verse 2, which I'm not going to go through now because just the words are going to change. You're going to play the same chords. But what I am going to do is I'm going to give you an option B for strumming, because we're not always just going to strum like this on the ukulele, just down, down, down. That's just while you're getting used to your chords. There's another way to strum, and that is to add a little bit of rhythm, okay? So once you're super comfortable with this song, doing it just with the down strum like this, and you're good with your chord changes, then you can add in a really fun rhythmic strum that sounds like this. When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see, no, I won't be afraid, no, I won't shed one tear, just as long as you stand by me, chorus. And darling, darling, stand by me, oh, stand by me, oh, stand by me, stand by me. Awesome, you guys. Now, if that sound feels really tricky, you can totally just go back to playing the down strum. And even if you want to play along with me singing while I'm playing like that, you can totally just play down, down, down while I'm playing the rhythmic strum. And then as you get more comfortable, you can start doing this strum with me, okay? It's all just going to take time. So listen what I want to say to you guys right now. If you're feeling discouraged because you feel like you can't do it, look me in the eyes. Okay? You're not going to get it first time. Nothing in life happens perfectly first time, okay? That's why you have to practice. So if you came to the end of this video and you could do everything that I did right away and you'd never played ukulele before, where would be the fun in that? You'd have nowhere to go. You'd have nothing to learn, okay? You'd have nothing to keep you entertained during lockdown, okay? So please, this video is just to teach you something new. Now it's up to you guys to go and practice. And if you have to watch parts of this video over and over and over again to help you, that's okay. I did not learn this song in 30 minutes, okay? I've learned it over years of playing ukulele. So please don't feel like you have to have it perfect by the end of this video. I'm just trying to give you guys enough to keep you going. Sound good? Deal. All right, friends, thank you so much for joining me for day 2 of Ukulele with Miss Mish and the ukuleles, although none of them are here. I don't know where my band is. I'm so glad you guys tuned in for day 2, and we covered a lot today. Trust me, I understand it was a lot. So please be patient with yourselves. Please give yourselves time. And you ready? Here's your challenge for this week, for today, okay? Here's your challenge. On top of practicing what we learned today, your challenge is to record yourself singing either Stand By Me, which we learned today, or You Are My Sunshine from day 1. Record yourself, and then if you're brave enough and you have your parents' permission, go ahead and post it on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube or whatever it is, and tag Kaleo Arts so that we get to watch you, because hey, we'd love to hear you guys singing and playing and showing us what you've been working on. Okay, but make sure you get your parents' permission first. I had one more thing I wanted to tell you. Amazing how things just escape your brain like that. I am going to attach some chords and lyrics down below in the comments of different songs that you can play with G, C, A minor, and F. Because like I said before, there's so many songs. So if you finish playing Stand By Me and you're like, this is easy, give me something else, go ahead and look down there, because I'm going to attach a bunch of songs and you can practice those too. So you guys are amazing. I cannot wait to hear what you've been working on. Make sure you tune in for day 3 of Ukulele with Miss Mish, and I hope you guys are having a great time. You're all awesome. Keep playing. Woohoo! See you soon.